Man, these two guys are red hot. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman on top of the National League OPS leaderboard, and the next two guys in line also play for the same team. Collision course in the NLCS? Possibly. But let's talk about Betts and Freeman. The idea that both of these guys would be in L.A., thriving as Dodgers a few years ago, would have been an absolute nightmare for folks in Boston and Atlanta and every other major league city. Fact is, they're both red hot. And it's hard to believe, CY, that for Mookie Betts, a guy who had a historic season in 2018, he may be en route to an even better overall year.
I think he's a rare breed to me, Batty, in that he's a guy, he's always been a grinder. He's the one in the cage, always looking for an adjustment to be had, doesn't believe that he's reached his peak or his pinnacle. And he continues to show us that maybe there is another level to Mookie Betts that we haven't seen yet. And that's what I love so much about him. When I'm playing with Mookie in 16 and 17, I got the front seat view at this on a day-to-day basis. Every single day, super handsy with the swing, extremely whippy. And don't forget, in these 2 years, he finished in the top 6 of MVP voting. But watch the swing. You see the hands turning over, Carlos?
Oh, yeah.
That's how his power was generated. He goes into 2018. Hold on, time out real quick. Let's stop this tape and go to a board real quick. How many guys do you know that has these two type of seasons, finishing the top 6 in MVP voting and saying, you know what? I need to switch it all up.
What?
This is not working. My ceiling is higher. I want to make some type of adjustment. Okay, the Red Sox bring in J.D. Martinez, and we can run the tape now. Everybody was concerned. Is J.D. going to mess Mook up? Is he going to change his swing too much? No. Mook is going to continue to go off, and this is what athletes can do, Matty. They can make an adjustment and apply it right away. And his swing right here, you see how much better he's staying through the ball now, and his power took a huge jump. He ends up winning the World Series. Everything is going right in the life of Mookie Betts. When the World Series takes home the MVP and every other award that was offered at the time. Okay, now let's get to LA. 2020, just for everybody at home, we're going to show a few bad clips, but let's not forget, he finished in second in MVP voting this year, but this was the adjustment that he felt he needed to make. When I talk to Mook, he says, it's that outside pitch, and I keep rolling it over. I want to stay through. He made the adjustment through 2020, and now he's fine-tuned his skill set, Carlos, and he continues to go out there. That's that same pitch that he was rolling over. He's now driving that pitch off of. He understands that he's a pull hitter. He's going to be a pull hitter, but he understands how to pull the ball the right way, and there's nobody better in the game doing it right now than Mookie Betts. He's really come into being a superstar player. Watching these highest averages during 15-game hitting streak. He's on a 15-game hitting streak. This is where average matters. He's hitting well over 500 right now.
That's good.
So this is not Carlos getting one hit a day. This is getting 2, 3, 4. This is the run that Julio Rodriguez is on, but Mookie's able to do that for a 2-week stretch. And what I love so much about Mook is that he's really coming into himself and understanding, I am a superstar, to where he can still do some things off the field, and he trusts his ability and trusts his approach to where he feels like he can replicate that on a day in and day out basis and be that guy.
So much of what you said could also apply to the equally hot, equally dangerous Freddie Freeman, who, Carlos, is somehow completely matchup proof. Home, road, left, right, day, night. There is no flaw in this man's offense.
You're alluding to one word: consistency.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're talking about, of course, he's made adjustment throughout the years. He has. But if you look at him when he just got started, and you look at the swing now, you're like, that looks exactly the same. But I know that he's very cerebral. He works really hard and trying to pick out and have good at-bats. Look at this right here. This is Sunday. That's an absolute missile. Did you hear that? That's the 50th double, second most in Dodgers history. So we could assume that he's going to hit at least one. But this is what I'm talking about, CY. Let's go way back, September 5th, 2010. That's his first base hit. How about that? Happy birthday, CY. Yes. Look, it's pretty much the same stance, same swing. And what does he do? Just hit missiles left and right from line to line. By the way, line drive hitter. Goes on, wins the World Series in 2021. Everything coming full circle. He achieved it. Now he goes over to L.A., and he continues to do what? Line drives after line drive, left to right, gap to gap, line to line. And then when he gets the pitch he wants, because he's very smart, I'm going to sit off speed right here. Blagada! He can hit for power as well. We know he's put up some power numbers. There's the pitch. Blagada! How does he do it? Well, I'm going to tell you. I asked him myself to hit for high average, so you have finesse, but you also have power. You're slugging the baseball as well. What is it that makes you be able to do that? Because that's the holy grail as far as hitting is concerned.
I mean, obviously I would like to have more home runs than I do this year, but it's just kind of one of those years. That's okay. I've always wanted to hit 300. That's the thing for me. I've always wanted to be a hitter before a power hitter first, and if you hit, I think the power comes, and that's what I've been trying to do the last few years.
Thank you very much. He wants to be a hitter first, and guess what? He wants to hit 300. You're like, oh, he has an uppercut. Not so fast. Let's look at his swing, right? He's got a little bit of a tilt, but guess what? The barrel of the bat stays in line with the trajectory of the pitch for a long time. That's how you hit for average. You're like, yeah, but that pitch is low. What's going to happen if you elevate the fastball on him? Okay, I got an answer for you. He's going to do the same thing. Barrel to the baseball, long through the zone, and that allows him to hit for average because he has a high probability swing. Look, this one, he actually got jam on that pitch, CY. What does he do? He just keeps on that barrel going through the zone and hits a liner to left field. This is why he keeps doing amazing things at 33 years old. Yes, most of them in a single season in franchise history. We could assume that he's going to get at least 2 more. What do you say? 2 more. We still got a month of the season left.
We're in August, right?
Come on. Unbelievable.
Man.
When they acquired him, there were questions. Is this a good move right here? Because he's getting older. He's showing no signs of slowing down, gentlemen.
Have either of you guys ever played with a guy or played against a guy who can hit for power while letting the ball travel so deep that he's picking it out of the catcher's glove? I feel like that's something so unique to Freddie's game.
Paul Goldschmidt was that guy for me. Paul, playing with Goldie, he's that guy who allowed the ball to get deep and trust his approach from a very early age. I would be curious to talk to Freddie about how do you get this? You didn't see anybody swinging like Freddie when he came into the league, but he trusted his approach, and he's allowed that to carry him all the way to this point in his career.
So if Freddie and Mookie are the top, and I don't think there's an argument, that's the top slugging duo in the NL West. I know that the guys in Atlanta think that they got Olsen and Acuna. I mean, how about this? Ronald Acuna was the chalk for National League MVP for the longest time, and you had to lay like a minus 750 on him. Mookie is so hot, he has become the front runner. You can get plus 850 on Freddie if you want to throw that pizza money around, and then Acuna you get plus money on simply because Mookie is that hot. That's fascinating.